Outer Orange.
Hello, and welcome. I'm so excited. I'm usually not the kind of person to make these videos like really soon and like to this degree, but I just really want to talk about these cards. Now, I know that there's like all this Link Joker stuff going on. I'm gonna be that one person that doesn't talk about Link Joker today, so just bear with me. I'm not talking about Link Joker. And it's not because I don't want to talk about Link Joker, it's actually because I have no idea how Link Joker even works. I know there's some reverse stuff coming out, and I actually tried the reverse deck in Zero, but honestly, like, I am not the expert for that. That is all Kai. Let Kai tell you all about all that stuff. I'm actually here to talk about these promos right here, these freaking promos, because these promos are like actually insanely good. This is actually like a really solid here, and I really want to talk about them both. This is for Gear Chronicle and for Bermuda Triangle. If you guys don't know, I actually love Gear Chronicle. I've actually lost my flame with Gear Chronicle because like I honestly recently just haven't felt like the deck just feels correct. However, I've always liked the Tiger build, and I've actually kept my Tiger cards this entire time, hoping that one of these days we'll actually get a good promo, and the day has finally come. We got the Steam Tamer Nani. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard is Chrono Tiger Rebellion, counterblast 1, bind all your cards in your hand at the end of the turn, add all the bound cards to your hand. If you bound 3 or more, this unit gets continuous Rearguard Circle. All your opponent's guardians gets shield minus 5k till end of turn. Oh my god, that is amazing. That is actually the most amazing thing that I have read today. This card is freaking good. Oh my god. God, this card is so good. So why is this card good? So if you guys don't know how Rebellion works, Rebellion has a skill. It's a grade 4. You're pretty much what you do is you ride the grade 3 and then you go from the grade 3 into the grade 4. His name is Chrono Tiger Rebellion, and his skill says for pretty much how the less cards you have, the more skills he has. He has one at 5, 3, and 1. So essentially at 5 you get to retire your opponent's front row. At 3 you get to your front row gets 10k power, and then at 1 you turn all your cards face down. So by the way, this is extremely hard to counter. Like, you literally can't counter it. It just says turn all your cards face down. The way it's worded is that like you just can't deny it. But anyway, and then it gets a skill that says continuous all your opponent's guardians get minus 5k. So essentially all your shield goes down 5, but now this card actually adds onto that and gets even more minus 5. Now the reason why this deck hasn't been doing too well, at least recently, it actually had its like moment where it was doing well, but it's not doing so well anymore, and the reason being is because you have to constantly discard down to 1 card and hope that you punish your hand fast enough to then discard down back to 1. So you have to constantly either keep calling over or keep doing all this stuff. This card fixes that entire problem. You no longer have to do that anymore. You just call your board except for that 1 card, and then you call that card, counterblast, do the skill, and bind your entire hand, and then that's it. Like, you get it, now the skill is active. Now Rebellion skill is active, and you just do your thing, and then you get your cards back. So now you don't have to worry about minusing every single turn anymore because this card exists. And as long as you have 3 cards in hand, you will consistently get the skill. Like, and this is extremely hard to counter. The only thing you can counter is the actual grade 2 itself, but you can't counter Rebellion. Rebellion skill will always be active. Even if you have a face down counterblast, your skill will be active. So at 1 counterblast, this goes live pretty much every single turn. It's like you can do Rebellion, and you can do this, and it will be live every single turn. This is insanely good. Having minus 10k shield is huge because now everything's a 5k. If you're not running the 20k shield, the highest shield value you have in your deck is like a 5k shield pretty much, and I think there might be a couple decks that go around this that have like extra shield that they give to their units or whatever. But long story short, you have between 5 to 10k shield pretty much max in premium specifically. I really can't think of it. There's like the crit sentinels that obviously will have more shield, but outside of that you're kind of screwed. This deck also gets a bunch, it also generates drives. Other cards give it crits. You can enable more drives with some other cards. Like, this gets very lethal very fast. This is actually like insane. I can't wait to test this. This card is so good. I might be a little too overexcited, I don't know, but I'm excited to test this. Even if it doesn't even become like that great of a deck, I don't care. Just having the ability to play Tigers again just makes me happy already. Now, the Bermuda Triangle one is actually also insanely good. There's actually a lot of low-key stuff in this card that will definitely be really fun to experiment with. This card is actually kind of nuts. This is Prism of the Water, Matuaya, whatever her name is. She's actually a very old card from the original Vanguard stuff that wasn't, you know, V and D. This is actually a pretty old card that they're revamping here. It says when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard circles, cost Soul Blast 1, and both players draw a card. Now that may seem kind of iffy, and I agree, that's probably the hardest part about this card. However, there's other stuff that makes this card good, and it's the second part of the skill pretty much. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, keep in mind it does say grade 3 or greater, so this does work with grade 4s. Both players choose one card from their hands and call them to rearguard circle. Your opponent's auto abilities do not activate from this call. This is freaking amazing. This is really, really, really good stuff right here. So the reason why this is good is, like, we'll talk about V, but this also has a lot of implications in premium. By the way, with the gear stuff, there might be premium implications. I just don't play gears in premium, so there's actually a lot of stuff I don't know, but there may be something in there. But in Bermuda, I do know. So first of all, in V, you can play this in Orange, and Orange will actually multiply your attacks. So you can do a couple things. Well, one, let's keep it basic. So you can call this card and then use her skill to call Lieselot, and then use Lieselot's skill to call a card. You can use this card to then, you can call this card and then call Aqua, and then use Aqua's skill to bounce her or something else, and then do that. You can Orange with this card. You can call her, call Nikita, use Nikita's skill, so blast 3, draw card. The amount of stuff you can do just goes and goes, and this only accelerates even further in premium. So before I go to premium, so in V, any cards that have any type of bouncing, this card just kind of amplifies that even more. You can activate this card under like your Highlander turns as well, so you can do this there. Like that, you could do this on anything. Like, it's just great. Like under Lura, this card works. Like, it's just, there is a lot. Like anything that enables this card to extend in any way, it just works so nicely. Going on to premium, so Heltruda is coming out it's already out in Japan, but we're getting it in English. This is really good under Heltruda. You can call, Heltruda's skill lets you bounce cards, call 2 cards. You can call 2 of these in the back row, and then they enable both their skills, and then call 2 more cards after that. And then you can call like Spica, you can call Lieselot, you can call Aqua, you can call other cards, you can call Melody cards, you can call a bunch of stuff. Whatever you want to call, just have a blast, call it. Like, other cards that bounce and call stuff, so you can call stuff under that. Like, it's just great. Like, I think the only downside of this card is the fact that it forces your opponent to draw, which, by the way, can work too. You can loop this card if you want, and then you can force your opponent to deck out with this card in mind. Have the opponent draw, do the skill, bounce her back, call her again, tire for this card, then use her to then call something and do it that way. Like, it's just nuts, like the amount of stuff that you can do. This card just keeps going. But long story short, this card is insane. Any form of bouncing and recalling this card just makes it even better, and the fact that it extends attacks is even better. You can literally replenish an entire columns. Under Shande, you can do this Shande Harmony-esque card for a stride, but you know, like, her skill says look at top 10 or top 7, whatever, call 2, and you can call this card and call another card, and then call and use her skill to call another card. So essentially you can have 3 cards off of Shande's turn, so it makes Shande's turn much better, because Shande honestly isn't the greatest stride on the planet. Yeah, in general, there's a lot of, like, I can't think of every single stride in the world on the planet. I know there's some strides that literally bounce and call as well. Works under that. I'm pretty sure Alk makes this card actually really good as well. Pretty sure Alk also makes this a higher extender as well. Like, it pretty much just adds an extension to everything, and it's just really good. It is a soul blast, so you have to keep in mind of how you're using your soul, but overall it's honestly just an overall really good card. I'm really excited. I hope these come to English. I hope we get them, because these are just amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed my spam. Like, I'm just really excited, because I wasn't expecting a tiger card. I don't know what else to say. I just wasn't expecting one, and we got one anyway, and I'm just going crazy. I just hope we get these soon so I can play these. I'm really excited. For anyone that's a Gears fan out there, I hope you're excited with me. Leave your stuff in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about this new stuff. I'm really excited. I hope you are too. But anyway, I'm gonna head out now. I gotta go do some stuff. I gotta go do other stuff. I have to go exist as a human being. Might be streaming later today, so catch me later for streaming, because there is, I think, a product stream and something else going on later today. Maybe potential ban list stuff. I don't know if we're gonna get the English side of the ban list, but we're probably gonna get the Japanese one. Don't you know, take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. We'll see what happens. But anyway, catch you later. Peace out. That's Vidania. See you guys next time. Bye.